Hey, it's Dan. Welcome back. You're watching iAllegedly, and I have got a very good one for you today because I am in Laguna Beach at the tide pools. It's kind of a small beach area hidden between some houses, some really nice houses. And as a kid, we used to come. My family had friends that lived in that apartment building, and we would come and stay at their place and go climb through the tide pools. And I have not been on this part of the beach for probably 20 years. But this is just absolutely, it's just beautiful. Tide comes in, tide comes out. You can go and take a look at, all the sea life and everything that's out here. And got all these signs and all these people telling people not to pick stuff up and don't take anything with you, leave things as they are. But it's just crystal clear water. It's just absolutely stunning. And I'll try to see what I can see out here. There's so much going on right now with the economy and with news. It's funny. Target announced their earnings, and they also announced that they have plenty of inventory, $2 billion worth of inventory over last year, and that they're ready for the holidays. And the stock got clobbered and went down about 5%. And even good old Jim Cramer came out and said, hey, wait, don't bag on Target. Target's a great company. So before I get into all this, please take a second. Please hit the like button. Please hit the subscribe button. Don't forget there's an email list in the video description below. Click down, one of the first or second things in the video description, and you can join our email list. So let's get into it. Retail's got a real problem right now, guys. It really does. We talked about this extensively in the past, and there's so much going on, with the holiday season and what's here, what's not here. And they're just talking about how there just really isn't, there's empty shelves for Thanksgiving. We're seeing that. We're seeing things that are out. Some stores have, plenty of merchandise, some do not. But we're just seeing this hit on retail right now. And it's absolutely amazing that it's coming right now. This is the time that everything should be good with retail. Everybody should be out shopping, buying, Christmas gifts and things for the holidays. Target's bragging about how great everything is. And there's just chaos all over the place. I had a subscriber that has a natural gas car. So he uses natural gas, has to fill it up. There's regional places to fill things like that up here in Southern California. There's a lot of them. If you know how to fill these things up and where they're at, it's fairly simple to own one of these cars, and it's inexpensive once you own it. He was filling up his car today, and a man pulled up next to him and said, hey, listen, I just bought this thing. I don't know how to fill it up. And it was one of those trucks that delivers the dumpsters. He had installed this thing on the back of the truck so they could deliver dumpsters for his company. And he said, yeah, I'm from Los Angeles. The city of Los Angeles is making us get rid of our diesel trucks, and we have to buy the natural gas cars. What does that cost, guys? So this guy goes out, has to buy a natural gas truck one at a time to replace his fleet of 9 trucks because the city of Los Angeles is saying they don't want older vehicles on the road. And it was some clean diesel. Again, diesel people are going to know what I'm talking about. It was the cleaner diesel. The trucks were clean. He maintained it. And again, he had his own maintenance people that would do this. So, okay, it doesn't make any sense. But they're making him get rid of this truck. So he has to replace 9 trucks just to be able to operate within the city of Los Angeles. How do you do that, guys? How do you make people, you got to get rid of this, you got to get rid of that. They want everybody to go electric. But again, service vehicles, this is where the problem's going to run into everything with these electric vehicles. You stop and go. I think about today, my plans changed. Met with a couple different financial advisors for videos and for myself, and just chaos and mayhem. Oh, Dan, I can meet you. I can't. Let's meet over here. Let's do this. I just think about this. It's early, okay? And I've probably driven 100 miles already. So how do you do this with these electric vehicles and just go about your day? And again, where do you charge? Where do you do all that stuff? The propane, the natural gas vehicles that these people have, how do you maintain these vehicles if you're not near the fill-up stations? So, share your thoughts on all this stuff. Retail has got a real problem right now. And, I can't wait to show you this. I've never in my life seen this, what I'm about to show you. Here is something that you do not see every day. I am in Irvine, California. This is absolutely the sign of the times. This is a Walmart store that's closed. Unbelievable, guys. I used to love to come shop here because it wasn't as busy as the other Irvine store. Well, maybe I was the only one that shopped here. But again, this is a Walmart that went out of business. Unbelievable. You cannot make this up. So this is right near the Irvine Spectrum, right off the 5 freeway. Was fairly busy, okay? Had the big bakery, had the big meat department. I just liked it because it was a nicer neighborhood over here. But it is down for the count, guys. Unbelievable. Places like this are completely free to come to, and you just got to pay parking and make sure you put enough in those meters up on top of the hill to make sure you don't get the ticket. It's amazing to see some of the stuff out here because you've got, some of this old construction where people built fences and staircases down to the beach and, crazy stuff like that I don't think I'd be caught dead on myself, but story for another day. We got some bad news today about housing starts, and housing starts for the second month are off. They're off almost 1%, about 0.8% off. And people are like saying, oh, don't be alarmed, it's no big deal, it's a seasonal adjustment. No, it's not. It's the beginning of the end for real estate, guys. Plus, the other thing is the refinances are off as well. So new mortgages and the construction starts are down. Now, what CNBC and places like this are trying to do to tell you that everything's okay is that they're telling you, hey, building permits are up. There's more building permits getting out there. So people are doing the improvements and building that room addition, getting that pool done, but there's no, everything else is down. So again, building permits are up like 0.5%. So yippee-ki-yay, okay? So there's that. Now, you gotta look at all this stuff. As you look at everything on a big perspective, one thing that I was talking to one of the financial advisors about, because, my clients are buying homes and they're doing this and they're doing that. I said, why? Why not just wait? Unless they have to do, unless there's a financial reason that they have to, reinvest the money or something, why not just wait and see what happens? Then I showed this guy who never knew how to use Zillow. I opened up Zillow and said, pick a neighborhood, pick a zip code for me. He picked it and then showed him how within that zip code, there were probably 25 houses that had price reductions on it. So that being said, look at this stuff. Why are there price reductions? Shouldn't things be, moving inside of a day? A week, 6 days. If your house is on the market more than 6 days, it's on the market too long. Remember all these shenanigan stories we heard? He had a relative of his that was trying to sell his house, and it was on the market an ungodly figure of 2 months right now. It's like, that's the way life is, guys. So, this is very cool as you walk through these things. Be very careful when you're out here. You've got the sea urchins down there. The tide's way out right now, so you can walk on all this stuff. But just a really, really beautiful place and fun. And I know I digress and get sidetracked really easily, but this place is just absolutely beautiful to come out. And I just got all these memories as a kid that we would hang out here and play. And if you ever get a chance to come out here, just come out here and enjoy yourself. I mean, there's people during the week getting a kite going over there. But the problem also is that I'm learning is with manufacturing. People that manufacture anything right now are having serious difficulty maintaining their machinery. And I'm getting emails and messages from people that are telling me that they make food products and shaped food products like cereal products and things like that. Machinery is breaking They do not have the replacement parts in the supply chain to fix the machinery right now. Well, okay, what do you do? What do you do with that? Okay, well, you may never get the parts again. So do you never make the cereal again? That's what's happening. And guys, if you don't think that this is going to happen to everything, think about the truck guy. The truck guy was talking about how he couldn't get certain parts. The conveyor belts, and you've probably seen these dumpsters, 6, 8 foot, whatever they are, and he's got the 2 little forks that go in there, lift them up and set them on your driveway, and you load it with your trash, and then they come back and pick it up. That's what that one guy did today. And he was talking about certain parts they couldn't get to do that, and that they were concerned about this. Why? Where is all this stuff? What's the delay for all this stuff? So again, the supply chain, the ships that are out there that are delaying all this stuff. This is a mess, guys, and it's not going to get better during this time. They can kid us and tell us that, hey, housing starts aren't that bad. They are bad. Things are bad. There is an absolute problem with real estate. It's someone from Australia. Send me a message that they are now bidding on different rentals and opening it up. No. What the rate is, you're going to determine the rate on what you're going to pay for the unit. And people show up and they bid, I'll pay X, I'll pay this, I'll pay that. Now, talking to a landlord today, he said, could you imagine the hell that's that? I get people that walk up and hand me cash and say they want to live here, but that could be the only payment I ever get from this degenerate. And I don't want to rent to this guy. I want to know that this guy's going to pay me 6 months from now, a year from now. But imagine you're bidding on real estate now for rentals. And places are going for $850, $1,000 more a month than they would previously. So get ready, guys, for just chaos and insanity. And a friend of mine, was like, hey, my lease may be up. I may have to go live with somebody. So needless to say, not living with me, but it'll be interesting to see how this all plays out in the next few months, especially between now and the end of the year. I don't think that this is going to be as smooth as everybody thinks it's going to be. These are great places to come out to during the week because clearly I'm the only one out here. But when you look at the tide pools and you look at the wildlife and the little sea urchins and shells and things like that on here, and all the moss growing on just absolutely beautiful, guys. Now you can swim out here. The waves, because of the way the shore is, there's not that much as far as the waves. You have to worry about the safety of the waves and things like that, but just look at how clear the water is. This beach is nice because it's basically surrounded by all these houses up on the hill, staircases, things like that. By the way, this is all stuff you couldn't build today. So, once the staircases are in, they get grandfathered in and they let them stay. But that being said, there's so much more to cover right now with pensions right now and with Social Security. They keep lowering the Social Security date on which it may run out of money. Well, that doesn't make any sense. Why is that? Why is it getting worse now with the economy doing so good? I'll tell you, because the economy's not doing good. So I heard 2034, then we heard 2033, now it's 2032, now they're talking about 2030. They may run out of money for Social Security. Okay? That being said, what does Grandma do right now? I think she'd have a real problem on her hands if she didn't have that money. The next thing is pensions, okay? Especially here in California. The big public employee pension company out here is CalPERS. And, they keep lowering the amount of return that they're going to get, which makes no sense. Remember, the stock market's at an all-time high, and these guys are talking about how they have to go to risky investments now to make up for it. They just voted 7-4 with their board of directors that they're going to go to more risky investments to meet demand and to meet payments. Guys, it's over, guys. This is the kiss of death. This is the end. Again, this is borrowing yourself out of debt. They're going to use, quote, riskier investments to get themselves out of this. And you know, guys, junk bonds, different things like that that are not stable, that are not protected, that are not government assets. And again, why are they doing that? The amount of money that they pay on these pensions is so high. People are living longer and they're paying more money for this. So this is a real problem. Again, your 401k, your pension, talking to all these different financial advisors, you need to have a plan on the what if. Well, Dan, we don't talk what if. We don't talk about problems with this stuff. We talk about, regardless of what happens in the economy, we're going to be able to have a solution for it. How do you have a solution for, I don't have any money? How do you have a solution for that? Okay, that's what I want to know. Take a look at all the mussels out here. See them all on the rocks, guys? Tide's low, and mussels are out here. It's really cool. This is the stuff you don't walk on, clearly. There's starfish in there. There's a bunch of cool stuff in there, sea urchins and stuff like that too. But again, just, you know, just a beautiful, beautiful place. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. You think the pensions are going to be around 10, 15 years? You know, I know people call me old man and things like that, and I don't really think about not working. But I also, you know, when I plan for the future and I plan for slowing down, you know, you want certain things to be there. You don't want people to have a financial collapse to where it's chaos, because that's what would come to an economy if you did not give these people Social Security and things like that. So share your thoughts on all this stuff. It's nice because you've got these rocks out here with all the moss and the sea life growing on it. And as the tide comes up, they get covered. And as the tide goes out, you get cool places like this. But one thing we talked about last week was Disney potentially getting kids ready for sports gambling. And ESPN is out searching for licensing deals right now for gambling, okay? So different gambling components, and they're gonna push that on kids. So lucky you, if you've got young kids, Mickey Mouse will be, place your bet. You know what I mean? You'll be doing that stuff. The next thing is living here in Southern California and seeing the Lakers and seeing the Staples Center, which has been a fixture for over 20 years. And when they built the Staples Center, it was sponsored by Staples, the office supply store. They just announced yesterday that Staples Center is no longer. It's going to be the Crypto.com arena. Couple things about this. They paid $700 million for a 20-year licensing right to be called the Crypto.com arena. And number two, if you guys don't think that cryptos are going to be around, okay, I do not pretend to understand all these. I a novice, to say the least, in all this stuff, but this is something that's going to be here forever now, because they spent $700 million for the naming rights to this. Now, people can go out of business, and you can look at different arenas that have lost the names, and people filed bankruptcy and things like that. And they've had arenas here in Oakland that's had a bunch of different name changes and things like that. But that being said, crypto's here to stay, guys. $700 million agreement. What do you think about this? Do you care about, the name of your sports arena? The Angels, California Angels, Los Angeles Angels, whatever you want to call them this week, they were sponsored by our power company, Edison, and they kept trying to call it Edison Field and stuff, and people are like, no, we could care less about that. So share your thoughts on all this stuff, guys. The gambling with the kids, that bothers me. It's like, you know what? Nothing is worse than a degenerate gambler. Nothing is worse than getting somebody to be a degenerate gambler when they're 14, okay? So share your thoughts on all this stuff. Gosh, guys, look at all the sea life down here. It's just really cool. So let me know what you guys think about all this stuff, because I think that's terrible. I mean, the Crypto.com thing, that's your own personal choice. I'm going to wrap these last three stories into one to end this video. And first things first, meat prices across the country are up over 20%. And some of the people in the news media are telling us that the reason for this is the increased demand. You're eating too much beef right now. That's why the beef prices are going up over 20%. Okay? Who believes that? Nobody. Okay? The next thing is supplies for Thanksgiving. All of these prices are sky high, and they're up over 24% on average. But the inventory right now, as of the second week of November, they are off over 20% for everything, for cranberry, for stuffing mix, for absolutely everything involved in this. Yes, you're going to find frozen turkeys, and yes, you can find this stuff, but there is definitely a supply problem. Now, here's the other thing, is that it goes back to the industrial supply problem, and garage door makers are having problems getting inventory and getting garage doors. So much so that the city of Sacramento, California has said you can build a new house without a garage door if you board it up. You can get final inspection on that. That's crazy, guys. That's nuts. When will they get the garage door? I don't know, 6, 8, 12 weeks. We'll let you know, okay? So you're seeing this, but this is a sign, guys, that everything is a problem right now as far as the supply chain. If you fix anything, if you have heavy equipment, if you have a machine shop, I would seriously look at making sure you have adequate supplies to run it and fix everything, okay? Please do not forget to hit the like button. Please do not forget to hit the subscribe button. Share this with everybody that you've ever met, please, okay? Do not forget to join our email list. It is in the video description below. Plus, we have that promotion for Webull right now, that if you want a stock trading account, it's absolutely free. You can get a free Webull account, and they will give you a share of stock. If you put even 1 penny in the account as a deposit, they will give you another share of stock. So onward and upward, guys. I will see you guys very soon, and you'll see me back out here because this place is just stunning. I forgot how beautiful this place was. So good luck to everybody. I will see you soon.